This is the public hearing that we were required to do because of the roof replacement on the courthouse. This is for public input on whether we should do this or not. Brian, you want to talk?
The courthouse roof is roughly 25 years old. We've had leaks. It's pulling loose, flapping in the wind. We got a nice old building, so we take care of it.
Next year, that building turns 100 years old. Any question about whether the roof should be replaced?
No, but the reason for this is it's in the historical district, and every major building improvement in that district has to go through that, and that's why we have to have it.
Yeah, we have to have it in our minutes that we've asked the public for comments. So if there are no comments about whether we replace the roof or not,
Nobody for leaks, no.
are we getting any damage in the building?
I got Band-Aids on it,
Okay, but temporary Band-Aids.
temporary Band-Aids.
Okay. So if there are no public comments, then we'll close the public hearing and go on to our regular meeting. And so, that's what that was. And a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, now we go into regular meeting.
Commissioner Cater.
Here.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Buckman.
Here.
There's a quorum present.
As you wish. Please stand for the pledge and give the paper. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk?
Dear God, we thank you for the opportunity to get together today in a free country. We thank you for all the gifts that you bestow on us. We ask that you bless us and continue to lead us and guide us in the decisions that are made here today. And we ask all these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Consent agenda's on the board. Motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
Second?
I'll second.
Questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, now we need to decide whether or not to reappoint Linda Ragsdale.
Good.
I have thought long and hard to come up with something negative.
Good luck.
Can't come up with it. I hate to, makes you look like you're perfect. So we can't do that.
Not quite.
A motion, please.
I make a motion, we reappoint Linda Ragsdale as the Health Department Director.
Second. So we're saying she's doing a great job.
Are you ready to speak? She's ready to speak.
No, I just want to let you know that all of our renovations are done and we're going to be having an open house this late spring.
Linda, did you want them to vote on your
Yes.
appointment?
Well, we're still trying to decide.
Oh, okay. This is,
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
So,
Now you, okay.
Open house is late spring and the health department turns 50 years old.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Linda. Ups and downs,
Yes.
we
Now,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll see if I can do this. Nope. Okay, Brandon, you might come up here.
Thank God for you, IT people.
I've told Brandon to stay.
Showtime over this one, ain't
Yeah.
Great talking.
Now it's on?
Yep. And then move your mouse to the left and hand it to her.
Hey, Brandon, microphone, is it on?
Should be. It was.
Okay, here's how you roll it with this. And there's a pointer if you need it. And if it doesn't work, it's his fault.
All right.
you may stay up there.
Okay. Is it working? No?
The back.
It's fine.
You just turned it off.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Okay. So first off, I want to thank you for the invite to come. My name is Kate Riendo. I'm a registered dietitian and the WIC coordinator at the St. Francis County Health Center. I was asked by Mr. Engler to come and give this presentation. I presented it to our Board of Health. And so it's just a rundown of WIC, which stands for Women, Infants, and Children. So I'm going to kind of give a little bit of a history of that, why it's good for public health, kind of really go into the depths of kind of just the program, also keeping in mind your time and dash, okay.
Okay, Brandon may have to help.
Oh,
We were-
I lost it.
No, come over.
Sorry.
Put on that screen.
It's on this
Yep, I can see it. Here, take it back and then click.
Show taskbar?
Yep, show taskbar again.
Right click it or scroll?
Should be able to just scroll.
Scroll.
You find a mouse. There it is.
So far, this is going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I got tomorrow afternoon.
I can just sing instead.
There you go.
There you go. Do you take requests?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sing
There we
anyway.
go.
Just scroll.
Awesome.
Okay, so this slide just kind of goes through the history of WIC and kind of where we came from. So the program was established in 1972. It was piloted as a supplemental food program aimed at improving the health of pregnant mothers, infants, and children in response to growing concern over malnutrition among many poverty-stricken mothers and children. So by 1974, just 2 years later, WIC was an active program in 45 states. So it took off rapidly and was very successful. By 1978, legislation then started putting some additional components to it. So we now have to provide nutrition education. The supplemental foods have to contain a specific panel of nutrients that are focused on the target population. So things like iron, vitamin A, things that this population might be lacking. And it also requires the states to coordinate referrals to social services, including immunization, alcohol and drug abuse prevention, child abuse counseling, and family planning. So not only are we seeing families talking about nutrition, we're also connecting them within the community for other resources.
Get to that page too.
Brandon.
Oh, you're on this one now.
Is it, should it be on the white surface?
There we go.
Okay, so who does WIC serve? So WIC serves prenatal women up to 1 year postpartum, women, and then children from birth until 5. So we also serve foster families, we serve grandparents who are raising these children, we serve anybody who is caring for a child under the age of 5 that meets some of the criteria. One of the biggest eligibility criteria is our income, so it is an income-based program. We serve families that are within 185% of the poverty level. So the chart up here on the screen shows kind of what our average annual household is for the household size. So you can see that our grand total average is about $26,000 per family that we serve. Now obviously we don't have a ton that have more than 8 people in the household, so we kind of typically see more between the 2 and 5 family. So the biggest takeaway from this is knowing that WIC is not serving people who are not working. We are serving working families. We are serving hardworking people. And I think a lot of times people think, oh, these families, maybe they're just not trying hard enough. We have, when I tell people think of WIC participants, think of nursing home caregivers. So people that are caring for your loved ones in these nursing homes. Servers that are waiting on you at the restaurants, retail workers, people, gas station attendants, military. We have several military families that qualify for this program, and we have several teachers. We also have health department employees that are eligible for this program as well. So this isn't something that is just the bottom of the bottom. This is a program that helps families who are working hard to make ends meet, and this is just a little additional kind of boost with that. Just a little bit of a rundown of the staff that we have. So like I said, I'm a registered dietitian. I'm also an international board certified lactation consultant. I'm the only one, as far as I know, in the county that has these credentials to help breastfeeding mothers. We also have Brianna, who is another registered dietitian. Brianna's been with us for 10 years this fall. Ashley, who is considered a CPA, she's also one of our car seat safety technicians. We have Courtney, who's been with us for 11 years. She's a breastfeeding peer counselor. We have Peyton, who is another breastfeeding peer counselor, and then we just got Shania, who is also a nutritionist. So we have a very qualified staff right now. We're actually very fortunate to have 2 registered dietitians on staff. And to kind of put that into perspective, if any average Joe goes to have a consult with a registered dietitian, they're paying anywhere from $75 to $100 an hour. Our WIC families that we serve are getting access to a registered dietitian 4 times a year for absolutely nothing. So that's valuable information that's being shared with these families. It's going to help them make better decisions for their families and really help to help that family succeed nutritionally. So these are some of our flexes that we do within our program. Every WIC agency is ran a little bit different. There is a WIC agency in every county, and some have several depending on like St. Louis, Kansas City, stuff like that. So like I said, each person is required to receive 4 nutrition education contacts in a year's time. So at 2 of these appointments, they're meeting face-to-face with a registered dietitian, where we are assessing height, weight, we're assessing hemoglobin levels, we're screening for anemia, we're screening for lead, we're checking immunization status, we're checking several different components within that meeting with that one registered dietitian. And this is every participant meets us 4 times a year, not every family. So if a family has 3 kids and every kid is having a meeting, or that mom is having a meeting about that child for 4 times a year with a registered dietitian. We also have some really cool incentive items to help families reach nutritional goals. So currently, we offer kids utensils that can assist, maybe they can help mom cook in the kitchen, that gets them interested in learning about fruits and vegetables or trying new foods. We have different cups that helps to develop oral muscles to help with speech and language. So we have some really cool incentive items to help these families keep coming back. We also offer a ton of breastfeeding education and support. Back kind of on that previous slide, you saw we had at least 3 breastfeeding professionals. Every single person in our staff has some level of breastfeeding education. Now for time's sake, I'm just going to assume that you all know that breastfeeding is very healthy for the mom, very healthy for the baby, has a insanely large list of benefits. So if you don't know anything about breastfeeding, I highly encourage you to Google benefits of it, because that's going to save me a lot of time today. But we have the family support. So our breastfeeding peer counselors are moms that have breastfed and then they've taken additional state trainings. So they're acting as a peer when a mom maybe doesn't know much about breastfeeding or doesn't have the family support at home, to really help that mom reach her breastfeeding goals. So why would we want that? Number 1, breastfeeding is free. We know that it's going to help the health outcomes of mom and baby. We know it's going to help mom's mental health, reducing postpartum depression. So there's a ton of benefits to supporting these moms. We also know this population is the least likely to breastfeed. Although in some people's brains would think, well, that doesn't make sense. If they don't have any money, why wouldn't they breastfeed? There is a ton of barriers that prevent breastfeeding. So some of our moms are going back to work as early as 2 weeks after they're having the baby. They can't establish a good breastfeeding relationship during that time. So we have some moms that are going back to employers that don't support breastfeeding, and they don't have the time to continue breastfeeding when they do go back to work. So those are just a couple of examples of some of those barriers that our families are experiencing. We also have what's called a milk depot. So this is actually a partnership with the Indiana Milk Bank, to where moms who maybe produce excess breast milk can donate their milk, and that goes into a pasteurization process, and then that milk is then shared amongst NICUs to help premature babies, sick babies, babies whose moms aren't able to breastfeed for whatever reason. And so again, that's going to help the health outcomes of those infants in the hospital. So our milk depot is just a drop-off spot. We don't disperse any of the breast milk there, but it's a nice resource for the community for those moms that want to help give back. So that brings us to the supplemental food package. So this is kind of like the monetary value of it. This is a food package that varies price-wise anywhere from $60 to $150 a person. And like I said, it's a very strict nutritional requirement. So it isn't a gift card, it's not an EBT card where they can go and just get $60 of whatever they want. We have a very specific list of foods that these families have to choose from. So focusing on low-fat dairy, we have peanut butter, eggs, whole grain options, fruits and vegetables. So each child gets $26 a month for fruits and vegetables, and then women get $48 to $52 a month. So it's really food that's geared towards helping these families reach their dietary goals and their nutritional needs, which we know, and we're going to kind of go through a little bit why that's so important. And then it just kind of lists some of those health and community referrals that we talked about already. So does WIC work? WIC is one of the most evidence-based public health programs in the country. We have over 50 years of data that proves that yes, this program does in fact work for many different scenarios. The first one is we're breaking generational cycle of poverty and poor health. So empowering these families to make healthy choices that will have lasting impacts on their families and communities. What we know is that an increase in good nutrient intake, an increase in breastfeeding rates equals to reduced chronic disease, reduced obesity, higher IQs for these children going into preschool and elementary schools. Again, tons of benefits that we could go on. So bottom line, healthier, smarter children equal healthier, smarter adults. And so we're educating these families to get those types of results. So public health, in my opinion, starts with WIC. When we're talking about where do we start, why not start at the bottom? Let's start with infants' health. Get them in a position where they can choose healthy foods. We can support their brain development, support their family's home environment, and get them the resources that they need to be successful. So a series of reports that was published by the USDA found that every dollar spent on prenatal WIC participation for low-income Medicaid women in 5 states resulted in longer pregnancies, fewer premature births, lower incidence of moderately low and very low birth weight, fewer infant deaths, and a greater likelihood of receiving prenatal care, especially in that first trimester. So for every dollar invested in WIC, it saves about $2.48 in medical, educational, and productivity costs. So that right there just shows you the value of the program. When we look at just a kind of a broader picture, we're looking at infant mortality. In the recent years, infant mortality and just prenatal, postpartum health has kind of been a hot topic for the United States as one of the more developed countries. So this chart shows the difference in infant mortality in WIC participants versus non-WIC participants. And so this is at any income level. And so you can see this is including even high income level. WIC participants had a lower infant mortality rate in every category. Specifically looking at the Black category, when we talk about health equity and giving everybody an opportunity to have good health, this kind of just shows that when you look at all categories across the board, WIC is putting all of those moms on a similar playing field. And so this is a huge benefit, again, for infant mortality and then also for women mortality as well. We know that WIC improves diet and diet-related outcomes, higher mean intakes of iron, vitamin C, vitamin D, the list goes on. We see a decline in the rate of iron deficiency anemia from 7.8% back when the program started, and then to just 10 years later, down to 2.9%. So a lot of people is like, yeah, that's a long time ago, but the data shows itself. We know this program is working to reduce iron deficiency anemia. It also increases the consumption of whole grains and fruits and vegetables as well. Improves infant feeding practice. I've already talked about our breastfeeding support. Our goal is to have every mom that wants to breastfeed. Currently, our county in WIC, we have about 70% of a breastfeeding initiation rate. So that tells me that 70% of the moms that we see want to breastfeed. Now they fall off drastically after that, so that's where we've got to kind of do some work from a personal level, community level, health level as to why are these moms falling off so quickly. But the good news is that the vast majority of women want to breastfeed. Now we have to find ways to help them achieve their goals. You can kind of see, this is just a chart looking at the breastfeeding rate among WIC participants and how it's increased over the last 20 years. Okay, so along with good nutrition, higher rates of breastfeeding, community resources, education, we see an improved vocabulary score for children of mothers who participated in WIC prenatally, and significantly improved memory for numbers for children enrolled in WIC after the first year of life. So this is just, again, expressing the significance of how this is going to impact these kids once they enter school age. And then improved preconception nutrition. We do keep our moms on the program if they are not breastfeeding. A postpartum mom continues to receive WIC for 6 months. If they are fully breastfeeding and not getting any formula from WIC, then they're on the program for up to a year. And so again, we're talking about You know, we're talking about contraception, we're talking about family planning, we're talking about nutrition, all during those visits to help that mom really build that foundation for her family. So all of this to say, the bottom line is that WIC is working to improve the health at the individual level and at the community level. And so community level, when we have a group of families, a group of children, a group of women who are improving their nutrition, who are having higher IQs, who are being healthier, there's less cardiac disease, there's less cancer, less obesity, we know as a community that's going to have a positive impact on us as a whole when it comes to just the quality of life for our community. So the data is strong. WIC can help break that cycle of poverty and result in a healthier, smarter, stronger community. And then I wanted to end on our local impact. So this is just some stats from our local WIC agency in 2025. We issued 19,391 months worth of benefits for families. Our breastfeeding peer counselors contacted 1,262 prenatal and breastfeeding women, providing breastfeeding education at each contact. We had over 2,500 ounces of breast milk donated to our breast milk depot. And then we've created partnerships with the Missouri Extension, Head Start, Upward Smiles, Parents as Teachers, and Great Minds. Okay, so that is WIC in a nutshell. I'm open for questions if anybody has any.
I have one. Do you do anything to warn the nursing mothers about the use of drugs or medications?
So we do provide education. Each person that comes into our program as a new participant gets a folder with several information. We do screenings on nicotine use, alcohol use, and it's not required of us, but our agency is also screening for marijuana use as well.
Okay.
And so if they are using it, we can't go against their doctors, or we can't provide medical information, but we can provide them with the information.
Information.
Yeah.
Okay. And you,
I appreciate, I didn't know that much was going on. We don't tend to direct things to our poorest in our county, but that's the
well, a bunch of
the
men
working
wouldn't.
poor.
A bunch of men wouldn't focus on this.
No, that's
So-
exactly right, and I especially working with the poor on breastfeeding, because it makes them healthier, and then later on down the line, we're not having to pay for a lot of the things, so we appreciate the work you do, and I saw this presentation at our health department. I just thought it would be good if you could possibly stay around. The people in the media, I'm sure, might want to ask you some questions after.
And you serve St. Francis County.
Yes, I work in St. Francis County. We can serve any family in the state of Missouri.
Okay.
So we do have several families that come to our county to
All right.
serve as well.
Good.
But yeah,
Because they like us better.
Of course they do.
I mean, not to toot my horn, but yes, they do.
Okay, anybody got any questions?
I do. I'm gonna ask it's kind of, you know me and my questions. So have you seen where, well, they gave taxes, a break on taxes for formula, baby food, or, you know, other diapers and stuff like that. Have you seen where, is there a difference in, is it saving people money, or are they getting, because we know the benefit of breastfeeding. It's kind of a weird question. But the taxes they're saving now and giving everybody a break, do you see that that's hurting any of your breastfeeding points, or?
So
If it makes sense.
to be honest, I think there's a lack of knowledge about that fact. And I think that comes more from if somebody is paying to get their taxes done versus some of our families are doing it on their own and they may not know the ins and outs of that. I don't talk about that much. I don't have any questions about that from any of our families. So I don't know that I can answer that wholeheartedly, but again, I think it comes down to like whether or not they're getting their taxes done by somebody who's aware of that, versus having to research that on their own.
I just think, you know, of course, we know the benefits, and it's been proven, like you said, you have you guys have done the work, and appreciate that. It's just, I wonder if they're trying to, you know, if they're taking anybody away from that benefit of breastfeeding to say, okay, now we're safe. It's not what they're looking at, I understand
So
that,
you're
but as a
saying
commission, we're asking.
kind
they
of
keep
rewarding them for getting formula versus breastfeeding.
Exactly.
So they do offer an incentive for breastfeeding supplies as well. At least they used to when I had small children. So if a mom purchases a breast pump or any sort of breastfeeding supplies, they can deduct that on their taxes as well. Our insurances are now required to provide a breast pump to everybody. There's some caveats there, but so it's getting out there as far as the accessibility to breastfeeding supplies as well.
Thank you. I didn't mean to get you off on that, but I just wondered, because these are things we're fighting with them cutting taxes on some things that, yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we see an increase in the need in participation for WIC over the years?
So, it's been kind of an interesting trend. When I started, I believe our caseload was about 1,800 to 2,000 participants a month. We are down to between 1,550 and 1,600. We took a pretty big drop during COVID. But that being said, there was a lot of money being pushed out during COVID. And so there was a lot of those checks of like, oh, you get this amount of money and you get this amount. If you have this kid, every kid gets, however many hundreds of dollars. So we did see a little bit of a drop there. Now the need is definitely there. We know there's more than 1,500 people in St. Francis County that likely qualify for this program. It's just, again, getting the word out there, having families see the value in it, because like I said, their food packages aren't as big as, let's say, SNAP. SNAP, they may be getting hundreds of dollars, but for WIC, there's appointments they have to do for $60 a month.
Explain
So it's
SNAP,
really not-
please, what does that mean? What does SNAP stand for?
Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It used to be the food stamps.
Through Department of Social Services.
Yeah, that is not our thing, but that is the food stamps.
But you are able to stay around. I'll stay around afterwards, and if you guys got follow-up questions, then we can go ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, we have a uniform allowance approval. Motion.
Okay, let's see, for the, anything Jeff
Oh,
want to say on this,
yeah.
or anybody?
I'll make a motion to approve the uniform allowance. Now, Jeff, this is in your budget, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, now Jeff, this first two items only, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
The first two items are out of your budget.
That's all of them. I understand.
Okay,
Oh,
So the entire thing.
I got what you're
Bottom
saying,
two or
right,
something.
that's for fleet maintenance and,
Yeah, that's
Building maintenance.
Buck and Sean, and then the jail maintenance, building maintenance.
okay, so it's all on your,
Yes,
okay.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, I did want to ask you one question on this civilian detention officers. Is their uniforms different?
It is different, that's why it's a lower price, but they still do wear the duty belts, handcuff cases.
Well, now, jail-wise all, before we approved it, it was $250 a year?
Yes, the previous administration had it $250 a year. You had to spend it within your anniversary month. I know the new policy manual says it'll be fiscal year. So what we saw was a commissioned deputy may have $250. He spends it in that, let's say January, February, he tears his pants. He's already spent his money, he's out. So he has to make a determination, do I buy boots, do I buy pants or a shirt? And that has not been raised in a long time.
Okay.
And prices have increased.
But it is in your budget.
Yes, sir.
yes, I'll second that.
Okay, questions?
This does include like
Rich?
allowance and rentals, correct?
Fleet maintenance does do rental.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Same as, I think it's, Road and Bridge used to pay for that, and we've got together and separated that.
Okay.
So it's,
Now, Rich,
What is the inmate security fund?
that would be commissary, where we bill the inmate for certain things that they request and buy. That adds up over a period of time.
So the money you make from that will pay for this?
Yes.
Thank you.
more questions? Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, permission to join the interlocal agreement. And there's an explanation of it. And it's just, Bridget, would you say that's
It's a cooperative purchasing agreement for construction.
sole source type of thing?
It's a cooperative purchasing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they publish the jobs. Is that true? This group would publish the jobs.
No,
No.
they have the vendors, just like any other cooperative purchasing agreement. The vendors have been approved and it's for construction, so we would send in our PO saying we want this job, and then they do all of the bidding, they do all of the work for us.
Okay. Motion.
It would be similar, Bridget, I mean, we kind of went over this week. If we want to do a construction project, we can actually hire anybody out that will the tips. And actually, the bidding's already done. It would be
It
just
saves
like
us
cars
money.
we bid, everything is already done, so we can choose who we want.
Right, we don't have to do sealed bids.
Right.
Yep.
Did I get a motion?
Is there a motion? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the permission to join the interlock agreement with tips for bidding.
I'll second that.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, Target wants assurance that we're anxious to proceed with the Farmington Crossing. And so, personally, I want it. I think we all do. And so that's just the public announcement that this county promotes this, and they're happy to get it. So, motion?
Make a go ahead.
Well, I'll make a motion to do that, but I'll explain this, what Target wants is, this is an agreement, if the road isn't done, that they can finish the road for the same price that we have to have it done and then be reimbursed. And you know, the road will be done, but that's basically explaining what this is. It's just an agreement. So I'm gonna make an assurance agreement for Target to approve that we pass this, where if it's not, the road is not finished, Target has ability to finish the road at the price between Farmington, which is actually $1 million, $500,000 apiece, and they can approve it, and we have to reimburse them.
That's a long motion.
It is.
I second that we approve the
Questions?
assurance agreement.
Yes.
Just a quick question. As far as in this agreement, is there a specific time frame that your part has to be done and completed for them to be like, okay, we're taking over, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, you are right, that's in the agreement. There's, it really don't specify that. It just says, I think they're in the process.
About a year.
Yeah, validating it. Where if something didn't go right, they can go ahead and finish the road for that price, and then they can, we have to reimburse them for that price.
The timeline's in.
It'll probably never happen, but it's just an assurance to them.
So, yeah, and the timeline's in the original agreement.
That you've
And
already
if it's not,
approved.
yes, we've already approved.
Just for his time frame, it's right now, they're planning on, the developer's planning on trying to close within this month, and the Target is going to.
I think the money flows for the
A
property
month after.
the 16th, a couple of days.
Yeah, so that, this, the big commitment for that is supposed to happen yet this month, meaning everybody's supposed to be signing on.
Okay, did I get a second? Okay, questions?
Is Road and Bridge in compliance with this? Do you?
Yeah. What does compliance mean?
Are they on the same side as we are under agreement with us?
Any other questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Permission to seek sole source on a fuel use. Want to talk?
I'd like to request be put out for bids. Our fueling system we currently have is an outdated system. It doesn't track very well, gallons used. And we'd like to seek a updated system that will monitor fuel, and we can see where our actual fuel's going. And I think it'd be a lot better.
Okay, so I pull up in a county truck, I'm an employee, pull up in a county truck, punch in the mileage of the truck ID, and it records the number of gallons. And say my name, that I did it, the truck ID and the mileage, and then what?
We can track that.
It records that.
Daily, fueling, or
Okay.
monthly or
We
yearly.
can calculate the mileage on the truck.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and I think the next slide talks about the agreement. But this is what we want to do, is talk about instituting the system in those 3 locations. Okay.
I make a
So,
motion
this
to
one-
give permission to seek sole source fuel system.
Second.
Second.
Questions?
This will be posted in the paper as a sole source.
It will, yes.
Yes. And the next slide will help talk a little bit more about it. Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, now, let's talk about specifics on it. Talk about what you're gonna do.
So with this updated fueling system, each employee, the county that disperses fuel, will sign an agreement that you have a PIN number that identifies you.
Do I define my own PIN number?
Yes.
Keep it quiet.
Yep. It'll be confidential, and you'll be responsible for any fuel that is dispersed.
In my name.
Yes.
Okay. If I quit the county, does my permission go away?
Yes, the system will immediately take you off the list.
Okay. Motion? Oh, and talk about the cost.
We're looking at, I think, very minimal to the county, if you need all.
What does that, excuse me. What does that mean?
We'll have to put that in the paper and see what bids will come back and what options we do have. We don't want.
Can't talk dollars now.
It's not a bid, go ahead.
Sorry, I want to clarify. Are we competitively bidding this, or are we seeking
Yeah,
a
that is-
contract with a
No.
single provider?
Yeah.
We're going sole source provider
With who?
with
Baldwin Fuel.
Bauman Fuel.
That's
Yes.
what I wanted to clarify.
And we have to post it in the paper for 10 days.
Correct.
And then we'll go from there. But it's not a bid, not at all. It's a sole source provider through Bauman Oil.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Motion second.
Make a motion, we approve the Neal Fuel Distribution and Recording System for 3-year agreement.
I'll second.
The 3-year agreement cuts the cost.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's also with them.
With Bauman. Yes.
Any other questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye. Thank you, Brian.
Approval to apply for a grant. That's the reason for that earlier hearing on the roof of the courthouse. Motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve to apply for the grant for the courthouse roof through whether it be the
Historic
Historical
Preservation Grant.
Preservation Grant to replace courthouse roof through the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, up to $200,000 with no match. We must pay remainder of approximately $600,000 out of the budget for 2026.
I'll second that.
Questions? Lloyd?
So do you know that it's only gonna cost 600,000?
No, we don't. That's an estimate.
That's an estimated 600,000.
Yes.
Total. Questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Resolution for the Historic Preservation Fund grant. This is for that project because, excuse me, getting over a cold. So this resolution, says we'll do it in the time frame.
The application requires a resolution, so this is just formality for the resolution that you can apply.
Question, second?
Yeah.
Motion is
Yeah,
second.
motion, I'll make the motion, accept the resolution for this.
Questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, permission to apply for a grant, and totally different grant now. This is Owl Creek.
Okay, I'll kind of talk on this. Mike wouldn't be able to be here today, Sumter, the superintendent over at the park. So this is just, we are applying for a maximum of $250,000 reimbursed by the grant to fund. It's actually a new trail. We're starting a trail here probably in a month, which would be the phase 2. This will be a third trail that he's applying for that will add actually another asphalt trail on the northwest end that they've laid out. So this grant is an 80-20 match up to $250,000 paid by the grant. This grant is made possible by the Federal Highway Administration, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, the State Parks Division to fund the trail projects and maintenance. So I'm going to make a motion we give permission to apply for the 2026 recreational trails grant program.
I'm gonna second that.
Questions?
And this is gonna add 2,500. That's
Half a
gonna be
mile.
awesome. Yeah, this will be nice. If you haven't been to Owl Creek, please go.
It's a real asset out there.
Mike and Billy done a great job out there.
You have to, from federal government, you have to have so much of your money for transportation allotted to other than rail and auto. So this is part of that they have to distribute. We might as well, if we're gonna put trails, we might as well get it.
Yes.
Questions? Yeah, Rich?
The 20% match in the budget for '26?
Well,
I'm
as
sorry?
of right now, it's not in the '26 budget. It will probably be applied for and be in the '27 budget.
It won't be approved,
Yeah.
until like November of this
Rich,
year.
yeah, this moves slow, so, you know, we can prepare for it.
Thank you.
But I mean, Mike and him, I mean, he's pretty well set on grants where he knows to lay them out. He's ahead of the game on it.
Thank you.
I saw another hand. Yeah.
Do you guys have a map of where you're gonna lay out the new trail?
I don't have one down right now. No, I don't have one. I can get you one. It will be on the, what would I say, the north, it would be the northwest, the Gumbo side, the north end, and come around and hook to the overlook if you've been out on a trail. It's actually on the northwest end.
Any other questions? Okay, all in favor of permission, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Okay, resolution, this is the Wolf Creek Fire Department. Colin, you want to talk?
You want me?
Go ahead.
Okay, well, what this is, of course, I all know you're familiar with this, that big pile of shingles out there on 00. What this is doing is Wolf Creek Pollen. We have they have actually taken possession of that from a bank foreclosure. And what we are doing is, St. Francis County is, we will take that property over in a resolution. We are going to go for a grant, and we will remove the shingles, and then after we're done the process of removing the shingles, prep the lot, and it will go back to the Wolf Creek Fire for their further training, and actually they can access 00 and make them a training lot down there when we're gonna get the shingles cleaned up.
It doesn't look like what shingles looks like on TV.
No, not at all.
That's what they look like out
There's
there.
a shot you can get at it.
So what's the liability of the county with this?
Well, through the grant, I mean, it's through the Department of Natural Resources. They've told us how we can clean the shingles up and the process to cleaning them up and get them hauled off. And the liability to the county, I guess, would be, once the shingle pile done, we'll turn it back over to them.
The
I
overall
don't see it.
benefit, first of all, get rid of the shingle pile, big negative.
What's the
But,
cost?
I don't know who's, yeah. Looking at that, we're looking at the cost of rental of the grinding machine.
Yes.
The law says if we touch them, we have to grind them. We can't just haul shingles.
We can't haul them off, Kenny, we gotta grind them. And that's the only way you can disperse them out. Now, the cost, we're estimating at that now for the grant.
There's another situation.
And the money will come out of the grant, we don't know if it'll be 100%, if it'll be an 80/20. Do we know that right now?
No, we'll get tax credits.
Okay, we'll get
Right,
tax credits, we'll
so-
be able to.
So the money that we're out, then it goes over to DED, they give us the tax credits, and then we'll end up selling the tax credits.
The problem is, it's gonna continue to be a problem unless we address it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna give the groundwater problem and everything else, and this is a way that we can address it, then also make it a better deal for Wolf Creek, to give them that property to, do what you have.
Right now, when Wolf Creek leaves their firehouse, they have to go through 2 stop signs to get on 00. This will give them direct access to 00. Much, much better and safer, shorter response time, everything's better. So this would be a big benefit for that. So that's a major reason for doing this.
So
Now-
is Wolf Creek are they over this right now already? I mean, are they the ones dumping the cars in there now?
They're working, they're using that for training.
Extrication classes.
Yeah, those cars will be removed, they're just training. They're cutting them up, practicing for excavation.
You gonna have any dumpster fire practice with all those, wheeled
Colin is
dumpsters?
a dumpster fire.
That might be some free trash totes in the
Yeah.
future for some people.
But one of our problems is that right here is a drain. The law says that you can't have processed shingles within 500 feet of a drain. It's 350 feet from there to the end of our property. There's no way we can get 500 feet. No way we can leave ground up shingles on this property. So, gotta be moved.
But we don't own that property, is that correct?
Don't know what the status is right now. Is that,
Currently, we own it. We're
Yeah.
looking to deed it to the county for the grant process.
we're talking about a couple of $1 transactions here.
So once again, I ask, what is liability then back to the county?
Right now, none.
For the contamination.
Right, well, beyond what they're going after, or whoever they're going after for the shingles, I have no idea beyond that. But our contacting the DNR and all of it, that our best bet is to get them off with, and right now, I hate to say there's none, but you can't say that. Cause you got the liability of anything happening on that piece of property. when you
How
take
long
a
are
deed.
you expecting to hold the ground for the county?
Well,
How
until it
much
gets
long is
cleaned
the
up.
removal process?
Till it gets
Are we talking
cleaned
about
up.
60 days, 6 months? or a year?
No, I would say probably, we gotta go after the grant. We have to go after the grant. DNR has been on the lot and told us what we can do with the shingles, which the liability in would be, we cannot move those shingles in their current state. We have to grind them up. Now, if you wanna call them and ask them, I can give you guys' number.
Well,
And,
are we
that's the
only
way
ones
we
that-
can,
Are we the only ones that comply for the grant?
Yes.
yes, that's
Yes.
why we
That's what I'm trying to
have.
understand.
Yes.
That's why
It
we want
has-
to transfer this so that we can apply for the grant, therefore pay for the removal of.
We have to be the recipient of property, apply for the grant.
And they
That's
will
why we
still
went
hold,
that.
I talked to their attorney, your attorney, and they'll still hold the liability insurance on the property and everything.
Awesome.
What happens if you don't get the grant?
That's my question.
Well, then we'll just deed it back to them.
They don't go to a pool and take it back.
Yeah, I mean, would we be obligated then to dispose of the shingles at the cost of the county if we don't get that grant?
The resolution that's on the next item is
That is-
to do that, yeah. And then there'll be a lease that states, that we're gonna have, if we don't get the grant, then it'll just be deeded right back.
Actually, I don't have another slide for the resolution.
I'm sorry?
I don't have another slide for the resolution.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Well, them shingles been laying out there how long now?
Are we gonna have rules where a guy down the street can't collect shingles?
Collect or deposit?
Well, do the same thing this guy did.
Well,
And
we need,
several guys.
we do need it, yeah.
We need some.
Well, that's how this property was required. They left it and it foreclosed. So, you know, we can leave them lay there if you want. I mean, this is a way to get them cleaned up.
No, it needs to be.
I mean, at least we're trying to clean it up.
It needs to be
I guess we
cleaned up.
got opposition here.
But I
Well, there's
thi-
no
I think we
opposition,
need
I'm
to
just
cover
trying to
back
protect the
those
county.
things.
Protect the county. So
Respect.
liability, right, they'll continue with the insurance. And you never say there's no liability, there's a small liability, but it's, you know, with the insurance being paid, thank goodness, thank you. And while we own it, I have no idea, we just need to get this cleaned up, you're right, Gary. The, sitting there like it is just not only an eyesore, but it's also a health hazard to the community.
Well, we've been working with the
We need to get
DNR
this
now,
cleaned
what,
up.
Harold, 3 years?
How long?
I mean, I can't promise you we'll get the grant, but, we're gonna go after it. So, you know, that's what you do in this
Yeah,
situation.
exactly, it has to be addressed, and if we could go after the people that had it prior, that would be awesome too, but we have no ways to do that. So, we cleaned the pilot.
What is the timeline on the grant? I mean, when do you have to apply, and then when do you think you would hear?
Well, this is why we're going through this process to apply. I can't, when it opens up, which
It's
is-
open and it's a rolling grant.
It's
It
a
doesn't-
rolling,
It
yeah.
doesn't ever end.
Thank you, Bridget. I knew Bridget would, so we're looking at our brain of the grant, so it's like.
well, and that's where Bridget's so valuable here. She finds this stuff, and we go
Well,
after
and
it.
you've also got so many of them being buried and put on property that's not theirs, that's all over the county, and that's what we're trying to keep from We don't want these buried somewhere, and we come back and say, oh, county had those buried. So we want to try to do it the right way.
Before you call for the question, I'd like to point out, I appreciate how much do you make as a director of Wolf Creek Board? Is that a lot?
It's
A
in the
lot.
negative.
My point is, he runs a very large company, and it's one of the biggest companies in our county, and yet he takes the time out to volunteer as a director of Wolf Creek Fire Department, and we appreciate that. I am serviced by Wolf Creek, and I appreciate some people at the helm that are trying to make things happen, and you're putting another building out on 32, and you're progressing with the department, and we appreciate that.
We just thought this might be a good intergovernmental agreement, if you will, to try and help the taxpayers and our constituents to clean this mess up. Because I don't think between our two public entities, if we don't do it, nobody's gonna do it.
Okay.
That's why it's been laying out there this long.
Hey, Bridget, can you tell us in short order what the resolution says?
That one, I believe, is for them, doing the quick deed to the county for the property.
Okay.
That's right.
And we can make that available on the website. We can probably have that put up there. I know it's not in this, but we could have it put up there pretty easy if they needed to see it, or have it available. He's got it.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
It is available.
You want me to read it? Okay, what it is, a resolution of Board of Directors of Wolf Creek Fire Protection District of the counties of St. Francis and St. John, authorizing Chairperson Ken Nash to execute a quitclaim deed to St. Francis County, Missouri regarding property obtained from Belgrade State Bank.
If there's been a question of why we don't get a contract from them to buy it back, then there will be a dispute on whether it's a legal sale. If they put that they're gonna buy it back, either way, then it's more of a rental agreement. So that's why you've got to take possession of something like that.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
Yeah. I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution for the Board of Directors of Wolf Creek Fire District 2026-01.
I'll second that.
Questions? Yeah, Rich.
I believe that pile has been there since the 2014 hailstorm, and I have passed it many, many years. And I have one comment for you. Hallelujah. Thank you.
You don't like the decorative aspect of it? Thank you, Rich. Okay, any other questions or comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Holiday closing. What? Oh, Amber, did you say?
No,
Okay.
I was letting Brad know he can talk to you.
Okay, Brad, you're coming up. Holiday closings, 12th and the 16th, as per the state's guidelines. And the district has been notified of our plans, so they'll probably coordinate. Okay, and agenda items must be in by Friday the 17th for that next meeting.
Invite in on February
13th
for the
17th.
17th.
Okay. It's on the board. Okay. Next planned meetings, got a special meeting tomorrow, and you're welcome to that, and a regular meeting next week, both in this room. Other business, correspondence. Now, Brad, public comments. You want to come on up?
Name
Start with
and
the name,
address, please. Record.
Brad Yoder, Yoder Just Van Holly, Parkville, Missouri. I kinda wanted to touch base on that shingle pile you had down there. I do have a grinding equipment to do that. Is there interest in keeping it in the county?
Something we can think about.
Donations?
I wish.
Sounds all
We'll
right,
talk
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want me to talk about what I originally?
Yeah, please, tell us you.
Okay, it's on the, new park.
Owl Creek.
Yes. I would like to, see about getting some signage put up. Keep the.
What and where?
On the new trail, on the dam mainly. My property's right beside it. And the other day I had 2 dogs, 3 people, I asked them what they've done, and I was nice with them, and I said, you know, you're trespassing, this is private property, private can get. I said, your park's over there. I go, it's not here, they have, I said, I know you don't know, cause, so, I just kinda wanna be civil-headed about it, and try to get some posting up, and maybe a single cable up on the top, keep it out of the flood areas, in case it would get up there. It don't get all tangled up with debris, just anything, acknowledge them that the park is on this side and private on this side.
How would you word that sign?
Do what now?
How would you word that sign? What would you say on the sign?
Oh, I would probably.
Park boundary?
Like you got up there by the landfill road, posting me out. It's the opposite, put mine on this side, and
Private property beyond.
you got signage up there, St. Francis County.
Private, how about private property?
Beyond
No
the point.
trespassing or something like that? You gotta have something to put on the sign.
Well, just,
Boundary probably, like Owl Creek
state
boundary.
or county park boundary line.
The state park does that along their fence line, don't they? Through, I think they've got some signs. Yeah, well, we can talk to Mike about that.
Well, that's a short distance. We can go there right by where the dam is up to where his road comes in. It's
Brad,
not a
you-
very far distance. We can park.
Brad, do you ever think about
We
putting
can put
private property
signage
keep
up on
out
there.
on your side? Private property keep
I didn't
out?
invite all them people there.
Oh, no, I'm just asking. It's no, I'm just throwing it out there, throwing out options.
Yeah, I thought about that,
Okay.
yes.
No problem.
I figured the county had more money than I did.
I got you. Okay, thought I'd ask.
Maybe.
So, yeah, no problem. We'll talk to Mike and see what we
We'll
can
get
do.
that taken
Yeah.
care of.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Any other public comments? Yes.
I don't need to go up there, but if you want me to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've already talked to you guys. I want to thank you and your crew for doing a good job on the snow plowing. That's
Thank
it. That's it. They got our roads cleared real good, and I want to just publicly say thank you.
Well, we appreciate that.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
And we do get more positive than negative comments on our work.
I didn't speak. I should, unless there's something else public comment. I'm just gonna take a step hop and say, don't forget, soup, there it is, from the extension office. If you guys would like to donate some cans to the good cause, you bring them by the commissioner office.
Or the
Or the clerks.
Or the assessor.
No, the county. See, it's a contest for the good. To see how many cans we can collect, and whoever wins the most poundage of cans wins.
Just bring
They'll
an
take
angel food cake to the commissioner's office. That'd be part of their.
monetary
Canned
or canned
goods.
goods. And please, by the I'll come pick them up for you. Anyway.
Yes, Lee.
Hey, I also want to thank the road department for cleaning up the parking lot this morning, and maintenance for cleaning up the sidewalks. It helps the maintenance cleanup crew in the evening
Yes.
for this building.
Yes.
I also want to address the current situation on the transfer station. I know you two are on that board.
Yes.
And do you have an update? Is it open? Or?
Well, yes, it's open. What happened is some of the trailers, they had problems with the trailers, and the EPA, when they come in and actually did an inspection, you're not supposed to have trash outside the building there on the concrete. And they had like 4 trailers broke down. They had an incident where one trailer had been in an accident, and at the time they come in and they actually warned them to shut it down. And then Alan, from now on, if that, we're in the process right now of fixing this, but until we get it fixed, if there's an amount of trash laying outside that building that it can rain on, he will probably shut it down. Now, the problem we have when they do shut it down, people come and they gotta leave, so when you get it cleaned up, you have a double amount coming in. So we have to have enough trailers there being hauled to actually, they go to Richwoods. And the important of that transfer station is that's what keeps your city trash down, your prices. If we don't have that operating, if that would happen to close down, your trash bills are probably gonna be 3 times what they are now.
Yeah.
So it's a very important, that's an important piece of the county that we need to function, keep functioning.
The problem was we have contractors do the haulage, and our contractor failed us. They didn't have enough trailers, and they were running without tarps and blowing trash on P Highway, real problem. So we've basically gotten rid of that hauler and got another one, and it's doing better. I think we were only shut down a few hours, and I don't think it affected the public. Got it done, got it going, so good shape.
It's not a reflection on Alan, it's on that contractor.
Yes.
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 not on
Because
that.
Alan's doing a good
No,
job.
Alan is excellent. All them people out there are very good. They're very professional. It's not their fault. It's just an issue we gotta fix, and we're in the remedy right now fixing that.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take a little time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So is the county involved in taking, is that a county thing or is that?
It's their own. St. Francis County, just Harold and I happen to be on the board.
Gotcha.
I'm just kind of giving you information from the board side, what's going on. But we're in the process of fixing it, and, that's a mainstay. I know a lot of people, trash bills vary. I mean, I know some people in Farmington paying $50 a month for trash, and then others, Park Hills, and it could be between 14 and 20. And I can tell you right now, we lose that transfer station, it'll be a major issue. So we're in the process of trying to update.
And just what you just said, that there's a different hauler now that is taking.
Yeah,
trash?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, in the
No,
process,
no,
we've,
yeah.
Stella, whatever that stands for.
Yeah.
It's the old trucking company. They're out of what, Sykeston?
No, Houston, Texas.
People call it, that's not a dump. I mean, it's a transfer station. If we have to have every trash hauler that picks up trash drive to Richwoods, 10 miles west of Richwoods with that kind of truck, every time they have to dump a load, that's what would double or triple your cost.
Yeah, and right now, probably while we're in negotiations, we're fixing the problem.
That is not a landfill, it's a transfer station. The trash is taken to that site and then hauled to a landfill. So we're
Which
not
is,
in the transfer,
where
not in the
Richwoods is
landfill
at.
business.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, you can just pretty well, if that transfer station is not there, every city would have to either contract trash, or your cities that have trash would have to load that truck all the way there. It would definitely raise the price of your trash.
And cut back on the services,
Yeah.
their ability to serve. Okay, any other questions or comments? Yes, Carol.
Word on the street is it's closed to individuals, is that?
No, you can go over there. They charge a fee.
I
You
know
can
that.
actually go over on Saturday.
I know
And,
that, but the talk out there is.
No,
individuals
it's-
go and they can't, only the haulers.
What we were looking into, I'm not saying this, is maybe have to show that St. Francis County Environmental, your local, because we was having an issue, people from up north
County people
would store
come
their
here.
trash, come down here and put it on us way
A lot
cheaper than what
cheaper.
they have to pay up there. So, we were having a little issue with that.
Bringing truckloads.
Open to the public and only temporary closures at intermittent times sometimes.
So the people that are commenting are probably hitting it when it's closed.
Yeah, and I hate that.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Okay, you ready for the sheriff?
Brad got something else? Brad has his hand raised.
Brad?
Yeah, on the trash issue, I was wondering, you got all these guys pulling these little dump trailers and stuff.
Okay, say it again.
You got all these people pulling these little dump trailers going over there. They live right here in this area. Majority of them don't tarp it. These little trailers start bouncing, stuff starts flying out. I live on this road. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
It was starting to look worse than New York. That's bad. And I was wondering if they could maybe.
That would
write
be
some
up to the
citations
law.
for 'em.
Yeah, they get them for littering.
That's enforcement, yeah.
And, well, I'm just, you're talking about trash, I thought I'd bring it up.
Now, we know Highway P is in bad, cluttered, and we know that that's a state highway, and we know that the state has that targeted for cleanup. So that's in process.
So I was out there the day, they was down there by the landfill and P picking up trash. I said, well, you at it, going down to the corner, because it's just as bad.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't make it down there, and it was crossing my mind that day, I just bring it up. And the next time I come by, they're out there picking it up, so.
Okay, any other departmental reports?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, road and bridge?
We've had a lot of brush and we've been taking trees down. Last week we've been removing that. Getting rid of it. We've been doing a bunch of clearing on Wesley Chapel. If anybody's been out there, but we've made great strides out there trying to open the road up on it. Had some issues with our excavator. It's currently down, the large one, Caterpillar, are in the process of getting it fixed.
What's wrong with it?
Something with the DEF system, I think, or the exhaust.
Oh, okay.
It's got a hole in it, and it's not reading right, so it's throwing codes and going into limp mode. So we're in the process of getting that back going. We had crews clean up all of our equipment from our weather storm we had, snow. We've been taking random trees down on miscellaneous roads. One come to mind, we had several on Buck Mountain Road. We replenished all of our snow and ice material, hauling salt down from the north barn down to the south. Replaced stop signs on Robert Street, Middlebrook Road, stop sign and post on Old Fredericktown, delineator bases on Alsbury Chapel, Saffel, and the low water crossing on Hillsboro and Bismarck Lake Road. Replaced all four-way signs at Tillman, DD, Wesley Chapel, Old Kaufman, reverse left on Old Fredericktown, and fixed numerous mailboxes and posts from the storm that we had for the snowstorm. As far as our Alsbury Bridge update, I went out there this morning. Both sides of the bridge have been poured. With this good weather we've had, the contractors made very good progress. I think they've been on the job site, 19 days. Next week, the bridge beams will be delivered. I think they had plans on setting the beams on the 16th. If we continue to have good weather, it look like that bridge could be opened up by the end of the month of March. The asphalt portion of it probably will not happen until the asphalt plants open back up in the spring. Be late March, early April, but the project's going pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Going very well.
Questions for road and bridge? Thank you, Brian. Okay, any other departmental reports? Last Tuesday night, I was up most of the night with this situation. That is not normal overflow of the Iron Mountain Lake Dam. Those are leaks. And we were concerned about that. And those four people got together in the middle of the night to discuss the situation. We finally decided, with some experience from the history of the knowledge of the situation, that happens kind of routinely after extremely cold weather, and that it's probably from shrinkage of the individual rocks that dam is composed of. So the feeling from the state is, from the dam and reservoir people, that we need to watch those rocks to see if they move. And we'll be monitoring that. If they move, we have a situation. If they don't move, then with normal temperature fluctuations, they'll expand and fill the plugs. So that's what we're doing now. But this is quite a concern. Now, I'm the floodplain administrator, and my maps don't show a dam collapse. It shows just for heavy rain. And that would be the floodplain issues if we have a heavy rain, not for the massive flow we would have. And you'll see down below at Highway NN, there are some houses involved on floodplain issues only, not for collapse of a dam. So I'm getting maps that would show that, and those people need to be notified of what would happen if. So we'll try to keep that. But you see Highway NN there, and this is floodplain. Now right now, with floodplain, that highway is elevated enough, and this is the old Counts Junkyard area, and Jesse Skaggs Farm, if you know those. But right now, that's elevated property. But with the dam collapse, those highways are taken out. So it's an issue we have to look out for. Now, yes, the dam is owned by the Iron Mountain Lake people, but those people below us are county residents, the people in the Iron Mountain Lake Owners Association, our county residents also, and we feel a responsibility to watch out for the safekeeping of all those people. So that's where we're going. That's what I'm doing, just to let you know. Okay, Sheriff's report. Now, I'm gonna try to get this.
When I put this on the agenda was very light, so apparently it grew. I picked the wrong day to do this.
Jeff said
right.
Brandon.
I'll go ahead and do our weekly report, and then we'll go into the yearly report.
We don't have an X on it.
Calls for service increased by 115, we're at 419 for the week. Yearly calls are at 1,847. Average weekly population is 141 with 114 males, 27 females. This last week, we had 3 detention officers complete training. It was a 4-day training. It was drugs and drug use within a correctional facility. And to be transparent, sometimes I don't always get to say positive things, but we did have something that we uncovered with the new cell phone policy. I received, going over our requisitions, I had an AT&T bill for $344. And in looking into the numbers, there were 5 phone numbers, and I'll break these down. One of them was to a deputy with our new policy. We don't pay for cell phones anymore. The sheriff's office is not in the cell phone business. One of them was a retired deputy who retired in 2019. We still had his phone line active, even though he was not employed with us. We were paying for a non-used phone line. One of them was for a transport. We're going to get rid of that number. One of them was emergency management, was billed. Emergency management was reimbursing the sheriff's office for that line. And another line was a elected office holder that the sheriff's department was paying for. So I've been.
He's not gonna say names.
Well, I did want to.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Yeah.
So we're getting that worked out. I've spoke with the auditor's office. IT's working on it, so we're going to get that taken care of. That's a savings to my budget of about $4,100. So that we're going to get cleared up. So with that, I'll roll into our 2025 review.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
On the one like from 2019 and there was another one that was, why wasn't that figured out prior to now?
I can't answer that. I know we are on our 3rd IT director, and each one has worked on it. The previous IT directors have worked on it a little bit and cut these down. The bill actually still has our 2 IT directors prior on it. So I discovered this, like I said, the first bill. I'm kind of like, why do we have this? And then you break down and look at the numbers. We were able to determine that phone was I guess record keeping wasn't at its best. And unfortunately now we found it, we're correcting it, and getting this situation solved.
I will give you a little explanation. I sold a business 5 years ago. Everything was in my name from AT&T. We've changed it 3 times, and it still comes back in my name. So a lot of it isn't the fault of who it is. It's referring to them, get it changed, and it doesn't get changed.
On that bill, as well as all of our hotspots in our patrol vehicles, so it's not just the only thing on that bill. There's a lot of things. We have a hotspot in every patrol vehicle, so that's incorporated in that bill. So to go through every single little line item, like on a monthly basis, it's probably where some of the ones were missed.
Part of it also has to do with AT&T.
Yeah.
Not responding to our request.
Yeah.
And that's probably the majority of it right there.
Similar to delivering the mail.
So, not to keep you all here any longer than have to, I wanted to go through some areas in the sheriff's office and educate people that are here in the room, our commissioners and the people watching at home, some of the functions we do that you may not know about. And I think some of the numbers, even to our staff, were surprising once you broke it down and started looking at it. So what I'll do is start with our patrol division. That's probably the most visible out there. It consists of 32 deputies, 4 assigned to Terre de Lac. Recently, Terre de Lac just reached out. I think they're going to get a 5th officer. Deputies are responsible for law enforcement in the county, which is 455 square miles. we have 389 miles of county-maintained roadways and 262 miles of state-maintained roadways that we patrol. Training, we got additional training, over 2,100 hours, specialized training, and that's not including the mandatory post hours that Missouri Post requires us to have, and our biannual firearms training. So we really increased our training. A lot of that training was free, other than deputies' time to go to that training and possibly food or lodging, and a lot of that was covered at cost. Our call volume didn't really increase that much, about 1%, so that stayed consistent over the last 2 years, but it was an increase of about 237 calls for service. The types of largest areas were our traffic stops. We increased that by 483. Our investigations by law enforcement. Our fugitive arrests, and I'll get into that a little bit later, why that it probably increased a little bit, and our prisoner transport. And I think those two will tie together. That's why both those numbers increased. And those increases show a higher operational output across multiple areas of law enforcement. So our decreases, miscellaneous dropped. I don't know why that really dropped, other than maybe the central dispatch was getting better information and could categorize the call to a specific.
What is miscellaneous?
Exactly what that is, miscellaneous. Either the call taker did not provide enough information to categorize it, or information, it was just, it didn't fit in one of the categories, it didn't fit in the box.
Cats in my trash.
Could be. Very, very possible. That's done by central dispatch. They dispatch us, so they're the ones that classify the call. We may get there and find out it's something different.
But you respond?
Yes, yes. Every one of these, if it's a call, a deputy or somebody has to answer that. So trespassing dropped, disturbances dropped, and burglaries were down by 13. Motor vehicle accidents. We had about a 5.7% increase in 25. These are how they're classified when somebody calls in. You see a increase of about 77 on the non-injury. An unknown went down.
I thought those were just our sheriff's deputies.
Well, I can tell you about that. We did very well this year. I didn't put a slide on that, but we only had 2 insurance claims on vehicles this year.
It was better.
So that was a big decrease on that as well, on our accidents, our personal accidents. Total reports for the year, 1735, that's about 4.8 a day. Of those, 879 were submitted to the prosecuting attorney's office for review or the possibility of criminal charges. And you can see that's about our total arrests. These are any arrest other than a warrant arrest. So this could be your arresting somebody for burglary or domestic violence or something that is not a warrant arrest per se.
A new situation.
Yes, yes. So that's about 5.8 a day for a population of 67,000. I want to get into our K9 units. This is a very unique unit. It's a very critical role. We were used quite a bit by other agencies that even have K9s.
Why?
Either their K9 was available, was sick, in training.
Needed more coverage.
Yeah, just wasn't available. So we did 147 deployments. Of those, 111 were free air sniffs, which would be like searching a vehicle or something to that effect, or searching a building for possible narcotics. Patrol deployments, that includes tracking, article searches, apprehensions, and building searches. We did 36 of those. Of the deployments, we did have 7 apprehensions that were by bites for non-compliant or fleeing suspects. And of the utilization of the canines, we know of 106 arrests resulting from their use. Well, like I said, it's a big support to other agencies, partnering agencies. We were requested 85 times. I couldn't fit them all on here, but I just hit some of the bigger departments that requested us. You'll see Park Hills had 20, Missouri State Highway Patrol 11, and so forth, coming down through there. We went to several other counties. We assist municipalities, other counties, and state, and we even had some federal in there as well, U.S. Marshal Service. Go through the team. Everybody likes to see the dogs. Well, there they are. We have 5 canine teams. We did get one on a grant. I'll go into that a little bit later as well. But we retired one in 25. That was Teo. He did 9 years. And who we have is Onyx.
Where is he now?
He is with the handler.
Dog.
Yes, and that's Onyx replaced Teo. And the handler for Onyx has Teo. So he has 2 German Shepherds in his house. So,
Isn't it true they start looking like their person?
Don't go there.
But Onyx is a 3-year-old German Shepherd from Czechoslovakia. Deputy Jeremy Bowles is his handler.
Are you working with the language?
I don't know if they go with foreign language or not.
Their commands are typically from the dog's country or whatever, so you'll have the Belgian Malinois, the Shepherds, and they'll typically have their commands in German.
In German?
In that language? Awesome.
Okay.
Is Dustin the How?
Defender is a 4-year-old Belgian Malinois. Deputy Andrew Gray he's the handler. Kai is our oldest dog at 7 years. That's Corporal Alex Shoemate is the handler, and that dog's from Holland. Iron is a 4-year-old Belgian Malinois from Holland. Deputy Cody Bennett is the handler. And Gus is a 4-year-old Belgian Malinois, and Corporal Ryan Scherfus is the handler on him.
4 of these 5 dogs are from another country.
Yeah.
Why?
Don't call us.
That's for the canine handler to probably tell you. I don't know why we get them. I guess they've been in the foreign countries have had canines probably longer than the United States, and it's just the breed line and everything. They're working dogs.
Beautiful dogs. Yep.
So, civil process. This is one that a lot of people don't know about. We have 4 deputies assigned to civil process, and their function is to serve subpoenas, writs, restraining orders, evictions, set outs. That slide came a little quick, but we have them divided up into 4 areas and what they're responsible for. So, and they go off what the addresses are. So, like Farmington, you'd have the Doe Run and Fredericktown addresses. They were tasked with serving 4,600 documents or papers. They were able to serve 4,400. We have a 94.4% rate on service. If we don't get these documents served, that slows down the court process and things of that nature. So very happy with that number. We also, the Deloge deputy assigned to that, that's kind of the fill-in position. So if the deputy from Farmington is off or on vacation or ill, the Deloge officer, deputy picks that up and handles their workload as well. And then if we have a civil process where we're doing an eviction or a set-out, ex parte set-out of something of that nature, all those deputies will respond and keep the road deputies free to answer calls. The detective division. We had not had an increase in the detective bureau since I believe 2011. We had a deputy assigned to the DEA task force in St. Louis. We get a little bit of a reimbursement on that based on seizures. We were losing money by him being up there, and he was not in the county. We felt it was better to bring him back into the county and help on their workload and increase that. So we currently have 5. And here's kind of the breakdown on some of the investigations that are areas where they worked. You know, you have criminal investigations is about half of their time. Computerized voice stress analysis examination. You have the polygraph and you have the CVSA. The CVSA works off the voice. It's a truth verification examination. 39 backgrounds. Forensic cellular phone extractions. Those are quite lengthy and time consuming. And then we were called in by, looks like other agencies 14 times. That could be a smaller agency that doesn't have the manpower, or it may be they just don't have the training for that, so they would call us in and we would investigate that for them. And we did 4 internal affairs investigations.
That's not for the sheriff's department though. You don't investigate your own?
Yes, we do.
You investigate your own?
Yes, the detective bureau does it. I did have one investigation where I did reach out to another agency, but mainly we do our own to determine.
That's 4 counts. Okay. Would you have something? Go ahead.
This is another area that people don't see. It's, you know, on the other side of the wall. This is a very important position, but our detention center. It's staffed by a jail administrator who's also a deputy, 13 commissioned deputies, and 12 civilian detention officers. We don't take a day off there. It's open 365. We are rated for 194 bed capacity, and our average population is 136. It's pretty much what every week when I give it to you, that's about the same. This was a number that even our own staff did not realize. We had booked in 25, 7,219 individuals. Some of these are repeat, you know, they may be from DOC, they come in 1 week, they go back out, they come in 2 weeks later for court and such, but they're
Tell me
still.
what that is. They're in prison, and they come here for testimony, whatever.
Right.
And then you hold them, and then they go back.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're still booked into our facility, we're still responsible for them, and so we do have to book them in. So that's an average of about 19.7 per day that's coming into that detention center. One of the things I'm really proud of our staff, and I think there's some reasons for this. So far, knock on wood, we have not had any civil litigation against the detention center in 2025. So our lawsuits have dramatically. I think that's because of our staff, some of the upgrades we did, and you'll see a picture here in a little bit, and also some policy and practices that we changed. I've been asked about this. We do have a drone. One deputy is assigned to that. We're looking to increase that. They are fully certified with the FAA, but in 25 he did 103 flights and 16 hours of flight time for 118 miles. Now I will expound on the flights. Every time that drone takes off, it comes back, hits the ground, and takes off again, that's another flight. It may be the same incident, but his flight time, the batteries only last so long, so one incident could be several flights. Every time it comes off the ground, that's a flight.
Okay, now, camera and temperature?
Thermal, I believe so. It does have
Yes,
thermal on that one,
it
doesn't
is
it?
thermal
Yes.
and temperature, so actually we could deploy it, and that was one of the things on the grant. If we had somebody that was ill and running a temperature, it actually could take the ambient temperature of that person, and it's reported back on the screen. It also, it also has a speaker on it that we can record the message and deploy the message to somebody else that we need to get the message to. And it is equipped with a spotlight as well.
Okay.
Our transport division, it's staffed by 2 deputies that are full-time and 2 part-time deputies. However, we only utilized 1 part-time. We were trying to fill that position. So really, in 25, we had 2 full-time deputies and 1 part-time. They're pretty consistent every month on the transports that they do. But they're coordinating and moving inmates all the time between jails, prisons, courts, medical facilities, other jurisdictions, and bringing extraditions back to St. Francis
I
County.
was gonna ask about other states.
Oh, well, our furthest, I'm glad you asked that. Our furthest extradition in 25 was California. We sent a deputy out, flew him out there, he got the inmate, flew him back. So, but you can see that it's a constant pretty much every month. So, high output with relatively a small amount of team size.
Now, this is expensive too.
Yes.
No. Okay.
Okay, the grants that we were awarded in 25, that's kind of the breakdown we have there. About $536,000. Captain Mike Ryan is here with me today. He does a lot of our grants, pretty much all of them. He gets with Bridget and Amber, and they work that out. But
Did all those.
huh?
Said I did all those.
Well, yeah, he did them all. So, but you can see kind of the breakdown of where we use those monies. The Blue Shield grant, body worn cameras, we were just recently approved for that. So that's going to go towards that.
MoDOT equipment grant, that was equipment, so that was $2,000 of value of equipment. So we got spike strips, portable breath tests, and tent meters. We did.
Tent meters, windshield tinting?
Yes, windshield tint.
For glass? Side glass?
Yes, the driver's immediate left and right. MoDOT traffic grant was one that we applied for and received, and that will allow us, by taking a mini grant like that, that will allow us for bigger grants, and that was our impaired driving traffic grant that I mentioned before in the meetings. And we sold surplus vehicles and assets of $29,000 that came back into, I guess, general revenue is where that would go back into.
No, it goes to your fund.
Oh, does it? Okay, great. So, but we sold off some cars and some equipment that was surplus that we no longer needed. Okay, this, here again, you know, you gotta be transparent, you gotta tell things that may not be reflecting the best on the agency at the time, but in reviewing board bills, which we submit to Department of Corrections for inmates, we found out that it had stopped in November of '23. I know the line item was zero, and we were not requesting these board bills, which is on DOC inmates, we get a portion of the cost reimbursed to us.
Has that been corrected?
Yes. Oh, yes, yeah, you're gonna see that. In '23, we received roughly $629,000 in reimbursements. In '24, we had zero, so 166 was probably the end of '23 coming in 24. It's kind of like the sales tax, it comes in a little delayed. We started this back up as soon as we found out this was not being applied for. And in '25, we had $368,000. And just February 6th, we got a deposit in '26 of $410,000. So what that is that's all of them being combined, current and past board bills. So we were able to recoup that. But if we didn't find this and didn't discover it, that's a possible loss to the county of $800,000.
Thank you.
So, yes, you're welcome. So we did the detention center upgrades. We spent, okay. So we put some money in 2025 and a lot of effort. Brian Briley's crew, our maintenance staff at the jail. The jail needed some upgrades. Lighting conditions were very dark. Windows were broken. You can just tell it is a jail, but it's not. You don't. People are people. So the floors need to be redone. So there's what it looks like afterwards. And we still have a little bit more to do. We ran out of money in the budget. We have one more pod or cell block. It's a 2-tier. All this, what you see we're doing is we're trying to maybe look at feds, bring back federal inmates. So we've got to have the jail in a shape that we can get a contract.
The last time you arrested me, I noticed a major improvement.
I'd like to kind of make a comment on that. When we first, the ARPA money, when we did that, I wanted everybody to realize, I know Kevin, you toured the jail, if anybody toured the jail, and we knew we had to have a major, we spent probably $6 million of that ARPA money on the jail because it needed it. And they have done a great job. The jail, actually, the job they have done when you go out there, if you go down, I would say if you walk down a hall in a school, they have done that great of a job.
Thank you, Linda.
They did a fine job.
Also, we're holding our detainees responsible for their cell. If they do any damage or anything like that, we go after them for that. We were able to do fleet upgrades. We purchased a Ford transport van, which was badly needed. That's 5 there, 5 Chevy Tahoes. We restriped and upgraded our stripe package. And we also got 4 Ford Explorers. So So that was very nice. And we did also get a detective vehicle, since we brought one of the detectives back. He didn't have a vehicle. It was, they didn't have a pickup truck. So we got that. Now, this is kind of deceiving. The evidence room, it's not empty. That picture was taken just when we were painting. So the evidence is still there. It's just on the other side of the photos. But evidence room was kind of a dark, dank area. We did bring on Leanne Reed as a part-time evidence custodian. That took some job function away from Captain Ryan, so I could use him in other areas. Leanne's doing a great job. She's categorizing, getting it neat. I didn't have a picture, and I wish I did, of what she has done down there, how organization, so it's much better.
In the after photo, on the right, there was a filing cabinet system or accordion system that came from the courthouse, I believe, the basement, which it fits in that area right now. So it has the wheel, then it all expands. That is all put together, and it's in that area right there, basically from like 2019 to 2026 evidence is all categorized and in that area right now. So it looks really nice.
To answer your question, Harold, I think about the size of this room.
Yeah, that'd be correct.
Yeah, and also, while you're looking at that left picture, Colin, you're sitting in here, up on the top of that ceiling is an air filtration system. Am I right, Colin?
Yeah.
That when it was built was never used. Looked like a jet sitting up there, and I think they took that out.
It is not in there anymore. That's
Yeah.
correct. It is never hooked up.
So some of the new programs we started in 25, this is one of Captain Ryan's. I gotta say this every time. This was kind of his brainchild. He worked on this, but it's our RSAT program. You've heard me talk about it before. What it is, we started with 8 males, 4 males, 4 females. It's a 120-day program. It's voluntary. They have to kind of almost apply to get into it. It's evidence-based treatment, curriculum, random drug screenings, monthly counseling. They meet with Narcotics Anonymous bi-monthly. And when they get out, they meet with the Gateway Foundation to keep giving them skills. We wanted to try to stop the recidivism of them coming back in just repeatedly every other weekend or whatever, and give them the tools that they can return back to society. Our staff on that is Jail Navigator Anna Denny, Kate Harris, Peer Support Specialist Trina Jones, and I didn't have her name in here, but Amanda Birch is our RSAT counselor, who's trained to do counseling, but it helps them on their journey back to recovery. So the whole program had 11 graduates over the year, and they come in at different times. So one may be in a different stage compared to another one. So they graduate at different times. We try to keep them all together, but it depends on how long they're going to be there and whatnot. But we've had 11. We've kept up with them. As part of the program, we still reach out to them, keep them in our thoughts and prayers, and keep them going in the right direction. The first year, I can say we had 11, and as of right now, those 11 have not picked up any new criminal charges or had serious contact with law enforcement where they would be arrested or anything to that effect, and have been drug-free. So, right now we have 100% success rate. With some of that RSAT money, we took the old visiting room, which had not been used. They turned into a storage room back when COVID hit. They no longer did in-person visitation. I know you've seen it on TV where you have the plexiglass and the phone on the wall and you're all sitting on stainless steel seats. It wasn't being utilized. Captain Ryan came to me and asked if we could maybe make it into a training room where they can have church, they can have classes and whatnot. So that's what we did. This was no cost to the taxpayer. It was all grant funded. It was pretty bad once they started tearing the ceiling out and all that. But there's an after picture there of what it turned into. Luckily, we still had some of the same flooring left over from the rest of the jail, so it just all flows now. They hold classes in there. We can have meetings in there if we need to. So very nice to have that room. Our social media, that was one of the things we wanted to get out there. We're really using social media a lot. We're over 18 million plus views, 21,000 interactions. And an interaction is something where somebody comments, likes, forwards. It takes some kind of action other than just scrolling through and looking over. We got almost 8,000 new followers in 25, and so right now we're at 27,000 followers. So we're able to get information out quickly, and if we need to, it's a good way to get that out there. So Warrant Wednesday, Harold, you made it. Fine.
I made it. You did.
I know you ask me that all the time. I'm on there, so yes. This was a program we started. We did this in March 26th. We started it. It was designed to get rid of some of the backlog of active warrants. Right now, or before this, to find somebody with a warrant, these people aren't wanting to be found, and I understand. But you just stumble across them, maybe a traffic stop, or somebody says, hey, so-and-so's got a warrant, you know where he lives, you go pick him up. So it's just kind of hit and miss. So we would target one, we would highlight one, not target, we would highlight one individual who had an active warrant. If you do like a top 10 list, you got 10 names and faces to keep up with. We decided to go with one, and it relies a lot on the public assistance to help locate these individuals.
How many outstanding warrants are there? 10,000 what?
2,500?
Probably a little more.
Okay.
I don't have that correct number, but I can get that for you. So in 25, we highlighted 42 individuals throughout the year, and we got 37 of them and successfully served those warrants. So that gave us a success rate of about 88% on Warrant Wednesday. Pretty pleased with that, first time getting that out there. But the reason it works is public visibility creates pressure on these individuals. Family members will call, co-workers will call, whatever, but it gets them out there. Community members provide valuable tips. Like I said, it works off public assistance. With the weekly cadence, people are looking for it. I have people come up and say, hey, I love Warrant Wednesday. I look forward to it I have my cup of coffee in the morning. I want to see who they're looking for. So it gets them involved.
Now, when you serve a warrant, is that an automatic arrest?
Yes. Well, you got to confirm the warrant's still active.
Yeah.
But yeah, we confirm.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's clear, simple message. Here's who we're looking for. It builds transparency and it builds trust. And by putting this back out there that people were captured, it lets people know that their tips are being taken serious. We are going out there and we are doing our job to get these warrants served. That kind of goes back to the civil process. If we don't serve these warrants, it log jams the court system. It takes longer. So this is one of our big workloads. It also decreases the workload for the deputy. Instead of him just going out there and blasting, trying to find somebody, it's targeted. We know they're at this house or whatever, instead of him just looking around all the county. And we're getting close. Hang with me. Some of the things that we worked on in 25 that you're going to see come full circle here in 26. The food service. We started that 1st of February. We ended up getting rid of 4 spots in the salary area, and we were able to lower the cost of what our food service was costing us. They're saying we can probably save close to $300,000 to the county and the taxpayers. I'm a little more show me. I think we're going to get more around $250,000, but they said $300,000, so I'll go with that.
But how's it working?
Right now, it's my understanding is working very well. We did have a little glitch with their system, computer system, and our computer system. I think their IT's working through that. So I haven't heard it.
Yes, head shake back there.
It's a work in progress. So yeah, they're working on it. It's like anything new. You're going to have a few bumps. We're going to get that ironed out.
But tell me about the meals. People happy?
As far as I know, I think you said you.
I had one comment last Friday. They wanted a hot meal or breakfast or cold, because that saves on the cost for the dietary part. Plus, it's prepared the evening before. Trinity, which is the food service leads, That way in the morning, deputies will get the grant and serve it, and then Trinity will come in, and then they make hot lunches and dinners. So I only had one comment that they preferred a hot breakfast. I'm like, well, don't come to jail. But it's all on, it's nutrition based. The monthly menu is put together, and it's all broke down, and it's based off 2,500 calorie diet per day. So the nutrition is all there.
And Summer Best, Captain Ryan, and myself, and Summer Best all worked on this, and she got ball rolling there in Canaan, and got everybody, so we're really proud of that. Body worn cameras, we did wear testing and evaluation throughout the year. We did 4 deputies, vendors. The same deputies wore each vendor. They came back with what they liked, what they didn't like, what was.
Would that be body worn, W-O-R-N?
Probably.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, thank you for that.
But they do warn.
I've looked at this thing so many times, I know what I want to say. But yeah, we did 4 contractors. We picked one. We've been approved for that in the
Motorola.
Yeah, and they have been ordered. Yes. And we're just waiting for them to come in, and we'll be implementing those. We've also doing outer vest carriers. Those have been ordered as well. We did the same thing with those. We wore 2 different colors to see which stayed cleaner. They're both the same style. Just what they reported back to us, what they liked, what they didn't like, and everything. And what that does, that gets the weight off your hips, cuts down on back injuries, and
Everything's in the front.
Yes.
You set the police car.
There's we got these with nothing on the back, correct? Correct. Yeah. So you don't have anything like handcuff case or mace case sticking you in the back when you're in that car seat. So it's a lot more comfortable. When your employees are happy, they work better, and they're comfortable, they seem to work better. So with that, I'm going to close. Anybody in the media that wants a copy of this, I can get that to you. I want to say thank you, Commission, for working with me, all the other office heads, elected officials, and my employees. Can't say enough. This stuff, I get to come up here and talk about it, brag on them. They do a great job. My employees, my command staff, and citizens for helping the Sheriff's Department. Can't say enough. So,
any questions?
Yes.
On this window tinting?
Yes.
If you get somebody and what happens to that transaction? Do you let them go, or how's that?
That's completely up to the deputy that stops them. We don't have a quota by any means. What they'll do is check that tent, if they have a tent meter in their vehicle, and determine if it's within specs. They can issue a summons, they can warn them to have, hey, you need to get that off there within X amount of days or whatever. We keep track of warnings, so Captain Ryan might stop you and check your tent and do a warning. I myself or another deputy could stop 2 weeks from now and you still haven't got that taken care of. You've already been warned, and you may get a citation for it. So
I just wondered how it was enforced.
It's one of those things. It's not it needs to be corrected, but it's not a hazardous moving violation. So, but education is a lot of that. And when you explain to somebody your windows are too dark, you can't have them. So, like I said, we have no quotas on tickets, so it's officer discretion what they want to do, how they want to correct that issue.
That officer needs to be able to see inside the car when he walks up. His safety, everybody's safety. And,
If you have you to right in the frame, he addresses that.
Any other questions for the sheriff?
On the tinting itself, is that a state law or is that?
Yes. 35% plus or minus 3%, so you could be between 32-35%, and you would be within the legal.
Is that the standard across the country?
Across the country, I'm not sure. State of Missouri.
State of Missouri it is, and none on the front, but it's immediate left and right up the drive.
There
You have your
is-
back windows, and you just can't have an immediate right up the front.
if you look at your windshield, about 6 inches down, there's a little mark on the outside. You can have tint down to that mark, but not below it. Also, if you have astigmatism or something like that, you have a note from your doctor or something, you actually can't have your windows tinted less. But you have to have that with you.
Any other questions for the
And
sheriff?
if you have an historic vehicle, it can be less than 35%, but it ain't gotta be an historic vehicle. It's a weird rule, I don't know why, but ask the state of Missouri.
Okay, no other questions? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you all.
Okay, any other departmental reports? Okay, motion for adjournment.
No, I said I didn't see the slides. So I make a motion we adjourn.
Second. Okay, right.
Aye.